Hey guys, what's up? I hope you're all having a fantastic week. Let's cut right to the chase. We're here to save ourselves some money, to snag some of those juicy deals, because from 25 to the 31st of March, it is that time again. Amazon will be running its big spring sale. Now, I get accused from time to time that whenever we do a best accessories video or an EDC video on this channel, that the products mentioned are too expensive. And I suppose that's not entirely untrue. We do like nice things, and nice things cost money. But a couple of times a year, we have an opportunity to snag some of these items at a significant discount, and Amazon's big spring sale is one of those times. I've rounded up some of my absolute favorite tech products of this year that are almost certainly going to be seeing some really interesting discounts. Let's ramble.
Hold up, place go wild when I pull up. They all on me like it wants some.
Now guys, before I take you through my list of favorite items, beware that not all of these items are necessarily going to have their discounts on Amazon. Some of these brands will be offering their discounts on their own website, but don't worry, I'll have everything linked in the description down below to get you to the right place.
Hold up, place go wild when I pull up. They all on me like it wants some.
Right, these first two products are from a brand called NUKI, and I absolutely love their smart lock solutions for several reasons, and it's not just because they've originated in Europe. One, they just work, and that might sound a bit obvious, but the last thing you want malfunctioning is your door lock. And trust me, I've tested and reviewed my fair share of smart locks on this channel, and some of them have caused us real headaches. Our NUKI locks have never failed on us. And two, their locks are made to retrofit your existing locks. No drilling, no replacing the cylinder. You simply install the NUKI Smartlock over your existing one, and boom, you're done. Literally takes a few minutes, and once you've done that, you'll never want to go back to using a physical key again. We just upgraded our existing NUKI lock and keypad with the NUKI Smartlock Pro and the NUKI Keypad 2, and while our old lock was still working just fine, everything feels even more refined now. This one has a built-in battery, as opposed to 4 AA batteries on the previous one, and a 2-hour charge will give you about 6 months of use. That is insane. It's more compact and streamlined, it has 3 speeds, so it opens up really quickly, and built-in Wi-Fi or Thread, so you can use the app for hands-free access, remote access, and you can even share some keys with your friends and family. And the keypad, well, that does exactly what you think it does. The Smartlock Pro and Keypad 2 bundle will be available during spring sale at a 25% discount, meaning you will only pay $199 instead of $269. So if you've been on the fence about going keyless, now is the time. These next two products are by ESR. You regulars already know I feature these guys a lot on the channel because they make super solid products at a very reasonable price point. We live in expensive times, so opportunities like this Amazon spring sale, where you can shave even more off of that price, should be taken with both hands. The ESR Shift keyboard case is an excellent alternative to the Magic Keyboard. This is probably the most versatile keyboard case I've ever used and the closest thing to a laptop experience. You can choose multiple angles for different scenarios, whether you're working on productivity stuff, taking notes or drawing, or you just want to chill with some content, this thing can do it. Speaking of productivity, the edge-to-edge 65% bigger trackpad makes gestures really easy, and it has a 100% clickable surface. The big thing the Shift keyboard case has over the Magic Keyboard, in my opinion, is the detachable magnetic keyboard. I love being able to prop up the iPad wherever and just grab the keyboard as a standalone. And when you add it all back together, you've got your lightweight 360-degree protection. And if you want the whole ESR package, grab a Geo Digital Pencil 2, shortcut button, battery display, palm rejection, tilt sensitivity, and a super fine tip for detailed writing and drawing, all at a fraction of the cost of the Apple Pencil Pro. Oh, and in case you were wondering, yes, it has an Apple certified Find My module on board, so you can easily find it. Guys, if you want to save yourself some cash without compromising on quality, links to everything in the description below the video. Alright guys, this next one might look familiar, and that is the Obsbot Tiny 3 webcam. And the reason why it might look familiar is because I have featured its predecessors, the Obsbot Tiny 2 and the Tiny 2 Lite, as well as other models like the Tiny SE here on the channel because they're that good. There's a few really solid webcam brands in my opinion, and Obsbot definitely leads the pack. A, because the video quality is just excellent, and B, because of the really good features and software. Anyway, like I said, the Obsbot Tiny 3 looks a lot like the Tiny 2, but it packs a ton of new features, with the most notable one being massively improved audio. I've heard Obsbot refer to it as a professional audio studio cleverly disguised as a 4K webcam, and I can kind of see what they mean. In other words, you get all those awesome features we already knew from the Obsbot Tiny 2, the great tracking features, fantastic low light performance, tons of AI features, super intuitive software, and all of that while producing super crisp 4K image. But now you can literally ditch your external microphone as well, because the Tiny 3 really does sound incredible. Listen to this. Okay, so now I'm recording using the Obsbot Tiny 3, but I'm using the microphones of my studio display. And as you can tell, it's not great. Alright, so now I'm recording into the Obsbot Tiny 3 again, but this time I'm using the internal mics on the Tiny 3. And even though I'm about 2 feet away, it should sound way, way better than the internal mics on the studio display. Let me know in the comments. Oh, and one more really cool thing I wanted to mention here is voice tracking. These Obsbot PTZ cams have always been best in class in terms of video tracking and hand gestures. You can check one of my previous videos to see that in action. But now Obsbot added voice tracking and voice commands, adding a whole new layer of usefulness to these cameras. Hi Tiny, track me. Now it's off. Track me. There you go. Maybe I should do a dedicated video about this camera at some point, because there's just too many features worth talking about to cover in this video. Meanwhile, if you're interested in learning more about the Obsbot Tiny 3, check the links in the description, or if you're smart, just pick one up at a discount using the links below and thank me later. Moving on to this next product, if you're looking for a really solid travel battery, check out the INIU Pocket Rocket P50. And it truly is a pocket rocket, because this has got to be the smallest 10,000 milliamp hour power bank I've ever seen and used. It is built with what INIU calls Tiny Cell Pro Tech, which means it packs a ton of juice in a package not much larger than my AirPods Pro. I love that the lanyard is actually an integrated 60 watts USB-C charging cable, which not only means you don't have to bring one, but it also means you can charge more than one device at a time. And I love that it has a little display telling you exactly how much juice is left. It's a safe battery too, an industry first TempGuard multi-tap battery cell to be exact, with better thermal control and therefore a longer lifespan. And if you're a Samsung user, you'll be pleased to know that this thing fully supports Samsung's super fast charging 2.0. Now get this, you can recharge this battery from 0 to completely full in just 25 minutes. And that is because fast charging really means fast charging with this thing. So what can I say? Super fast, super safe, TSA compliant, so it's good for air travel. Comes in a bunch of funky colors too, if that's your jam. And if you want to check out the Pocket Rocket P50 for yourself, there will of course be links in the description below the video. Next up is a banger of a home cinema projector. I just had to include it in the list again because it's really, really good and I'm so happy with it still. It's obviously not on my desk. It's sitting in our little home cinema over at our house. Home projectors have really come a long way, and the VALERION VisionMaster Pro2 is definitely the top of the line. I did a full review on this thing a while ago and it really blew me off my socks. It really packs a punch, triple laser RGB, 4K UHD resolution, 3000 ISO lumens, and a massive 300-inch max projection size, perfect for your living room, backyard movie nights, or a full home theater setup. It's got a 15,000:1 contrast ratio with VALERION's enhanced black level EBL, which gives you incredibly rich, deep blacks. Pair that with dynamic tone mapping, DTM, and HDR content looks exactly as it should. No blown out highlights or crushed shadows. And gamers, you will love this. It supports 240 Hz at 1080p with just 4 milliseconds of input lag, and even in 4K, it still holds strong at 60 Hz and 15 milliseconds of delay. I tested it with my PS5 and the experience was buttery smooth. It's got all the ports you could possibly need, HDMI, eARC, USB 3, LAN, you name it. So integrating it into an existing setup is as easy as switching out the HDMI cables, runs Google TV natively, snappy performance, and a Bluetooth remote. And yes, Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos, and IMAX enhanced. This is as close as it gets to a cinematic experience at home. Now, this isn't an entry-level projector, it's a prosumer beast that's built to last, and for what it offers, it's absolutely worth it. This is not a budget projector for obvious reasons, so if you've been on the fence about getting one of these bad boys, now's the time, because VALERION is offering up to $600 off during Amazon's big spring sale by introducing their own VALERION Spring Sale. And if you're in the US, if you buy a VisionMaster Pro2, you get a free screen plus Thunderbolt 4.1.2 wireless sound system. I mean, is that an awesome deal or what? And of course, as with everything you see here, details in the description below the video. Next up is something that might actually save you money long after the spring deals. This is the 70mm 4K A810S dashcam. I featured 70mm dashcams on this channel before, but this one is perfect for a deals day like this because it is so well rounded that you could call it the best overall dashcam for around $100. It records the road ahead of you and behind you all at once in crisp 4K HDR. It is powered by the Sony Starvis 2 IMX678 sensor, basically the gold standard in dashcam imaging, which means you're getting the kind of clarity that makes every license plate, every street sign super clear. Then there's My Color Vivid Plus solution and Night Owl Vision, 2 bits of 70mm imaging magic that balance exposure and color so you can clearly see what's happening, whether it's bright daylight, midnight, or that weird in-between orange streetlight hour. For parking, it gets even smarter. The 4G Cloud Plus service and Lumi Vision technology mean your car stays under 24/7 surveillance. If something bumps, scratches, or just lurks too close to your car, you'll get an alert on your phone and clear footage to prove it. You can use it to help locate your car as well in a parking garage, for instance, using the internal GPS, and it even has battery voltage protection. If you've been browsing and you're unsure which model to choose from the various specifications and models on the market, you can't really go wrong with this one. Not for the quality and the price. I'll drop a link below so you can check the footage and grab any new deals while they last. Now guys, normally I always try to add at least one gaming handheld in these deals lists, but with the current hardware shortages, that has become a bit tricky. My favorite handheld, the Valve Steam Deck, is barely available anymore for purchase these days. With that said, situations like that make you look elsewhere, be a bit creative, explore other options, and I've been playing around a bit with emulation, as well as porting games onto mobile phones, and this works incredibly well, especially on Android. It's really unbelievable how close to a dedicated handheld device the latest Android flagships really are. Take the Samsung S26 Ultra for example, with the latest Snapdragon Elite Gen 5 inside. This thing is an absolute gaming beast, but even older Androids do an incredible job as gaming handhelds. Now, to make them feel almost as good as actual handhelds, I can really recommend 2 amazing products. One is the Razer Kishi, and the other one is called the Backbone. Both are gaming controllers designed to turn your phone into a gaming handheld. It fits in any pouch or backpack, and the Razer Kishi is ideal for couch gaming. Both feel excellent in the hand, they really do. The triggers, thumbsticks, everything just works just as it would on a Steam Deck or something like that. Both have external USB ports, and both have a 3.5mm jack, so it really comes down to preference. Plus, the Kishi comes with a free Razer Nexus app, which does a pretty great job at organizing your games in a library that looks just like a modern console. If you couple one of these controllers with an app like Game Hub that lets you play the games in your Steam library, and there really is a surprising list of games that this will actually play. Basically, it will play anything that isn't the latest and greatest in terms of graphics, and that's a lot. I mean, you can play your Steam games on a freaking phone. And like I said, if you pair it with one of these, you've got yourself a really solid alternative to an actual dedicated handheld, while saving some serious cash. If you're looking for a simple wall charger, you can't really go wrong with this little travel guy from a company called Rolling Square. It looks like a very simple 30-watt charger, but what makes this thing so convenient is that it's actually a full-blown travel charger. It's got built-in plugs for the EU, it's got plugs for the US, it has plugs for the UK. I have to find it first. So now it will be for the UK, I think. Yeah. And it even works in Australia by simply doing this. Really amazing, super inexpensive, and I can really highly recommend it. I've used it on all my trips in at least the last 2 years. The same brand, Rolling Square, also makes these little cables, and if you watch some of these deals videos on my channel, then you've probably seen these come by, but I just can't do a video without showing these off because A, they're just awesome, and B, because they're usually always on sale in these things. So what makes them so cool is that you can basically make a combination of any cable you might need. So there's USB-C cables underneath, which means you have a USB-C to USB-C, USB-C to USB-A, USB-A to USB-C, USB-A to Lightning, and then the Lightning cable is actually shaped like a micro USB cable. So you also have USB-A to micro USB, and just so many USBs, and USB-C to micro USB. So literally every cable combination possible in this one cable. It's magnetic, so it has this satisfying snap, and with a cap on top, it's not going anywhere, and you keep them nice and tidy. There won't be any lint inside. Same goes for this one. It's basically the exact same thing, but because it's so small, it actually makes for a really good keychain. So you've got your cables on you 24/7. I can highly recommend these things. Like the charger, they're very inexpensive. And if you can get a little discount during these deal days, it's even better. Guys, I'm gonna leave you with a big one, and this last one is a bit of a gamble because I'm not 100% sure if this is going to be in the deals day or not. I haven't had any official confirmation yet, but with the new Airpods Max 2 coming out this week, I would highly encourage you to keep an eye out for the updated Airpods Max, which is this version here, came out last year, and these actually have lossless audio and the option to connect it wirelessly to your computer or your phone to listen to music or edit videos. So these are basically the facelift version, if you will, as opposed to the newest version, but I'm pretty sure because we have these new versions dropping this week that these will be seeing discounts. Again, so don't quote me on this, but definitely keep an eye on these. Alright guys, there you have it, some of my favorite picks. I hope it helps a little bit. If it does, please give the video a like so it does get recommended to more people. Thank you so much for watching, happy hunting, and see you in the next one.